Hi friends, just wanted to show you an extremely easy but looks fussy meal. We're gonna make calzones today. Kids love it, adults love it. It is so delicious and so easy. Let me show you how we do it. Okay, start off with tubes of pizza crust. I am making a bunch of them so I can freeze them, and also making them for a friend. So I have like 5 rolls of these things, but usually only 2 rolls makes enough for me and my 3 girls. Me and my husband and my 3 girls. So open them up. I've been rolling them out to, you know, little rectangles. I think what actually makes them taste a little bit elevated is you spray the pan with non-stick cooking spray or oil, and then put some cornmeal. Just sprinkle a little bit of cornmeal on the bottom, and then when you bake it, it will be on the bottom, and it just gives it kind of a fussy, fancy calzone taste. Okay, next just get a jar of your favorite marinara. And the key to calzones is you do not want to put too much marinara on your calzones, or else they just get soggy and it's just too much. So let's add a little bit of marinara to each one of these little babies. I'm really not putting that much. Don't put it all the way to the edges, because when we fold it over, we're gonna wanna press the edges to seal it, and you don't want the sauce like pushing through, making it hard and soggy to seal the edges. Mozzarella cheese of choice. I am just a cheese person, so I like abundance of cheese, but you do you. You can actually fill these things, make them kind of rounded, because when you cover it, there's actually plenty of room for these to be full. So don't be afraid to make them kind of piled on top. My favorite pepperoni. You can just put them in as they are. Just throw a bunch of pepperonis in here. I actually like to cut these into quarters. I just feel like they are easier to eat inside the calzone if I quarter them, but it is certainly not necessary whatsoever. You could put Italian sausage, you could put onions, you could put garlic. The only thing is it will be a little bit different than if you had an open face pizza, because the garlic and the onion are really not gonna cook as well as an open face pizza. So just be aware of that. Preheat your oven to 425, okay? You know what would be interesting? I have not tried it, but I bet you could swap out the marinara with pesto. I bet you could swap out the marinara with Alfredo sauce. You could totally play around with this. You could put chicken, you know, get a rotisserie chicken, do Alfredo sauce, I mean, the sky's the limit on these little calzones. And kids adore these, I'm just telling you, adore them. I tell them they're pizza pockets, because, you know, what you call stuff really matters to kids. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to cover them up. Okay, so I covered it. Now I'm gonna take these edges and almost like turn them, I'm trying to see if I can show you. I'm turning them under like this, so that if the sauce does leak, it has a hard time getting out. So you're like twisting and pinching it so that it looks like that, see? Like little pockets. So we're gonna do that to all of these. Sometimes you have to pull, you know, one section has a little extra dough and you have to kind of stretch and pull it to a different section that doesn't have quite as much. But hey, that's part of the homemade look. Like, these are not gonna look like perfect freezer section calzones, but they are gonna be amazing. You know what would also be fun is to have like each kid make their own calzone, or have like a dinner party and have, you know, each person can make their own calzone. They put it together. Just super fun, you know, these are just super fun to make. You do not have to do this final step. You could just throw these in the oven as is. But I've found if I brush them with egg, they just look so much better. They're shiny, they're more sleek, they look more professional. So just whip up an egg. Oh, there you go. There's my egg wash. And get my little brush. And you're just gonna brush the tops of these with a little bit of egg. And it'll make them nice and shiny when you pull them out of the oven. A little bit of marinara has leaked through some of these, but don't stress about it. It's not the end of the world. Very little is, I've decided, especially in cooking, in motherhood, in organization. Perfection is not attainable. Of course, we try to be as excellent as we can, but hey, sometimes a little bit of imperfection gives a little character. So you could use Italian seasoning, which is what I'm using, or parsley, and I'm just gonna do a tiny bit on the top. This is really just for looks. So I'm gonna look at the instructions here for actually baking the pizza, and it says to bake it 425 for 14 to 16 minutes. I am going to probably throw these babies in for 10 minutes and see how they look. And I want to undercook them slightly because half of them I'm going to be freezing for a different day. Okay, it has officially been 10 minutes. Let's just see what they look like. Ooh, yum. Ooh, this is perfect. They're slightly undercooked, because you can tell, even at 10 minutes, you can tell there's like, this is still doughy. This is actually too doughy to pull out. So I'm actually going to swap these two, because my oven isn't always as even as it should be. So I'm just gonna swap places and give it a few more minutes. Okay, my friends, this is the fun part. It has been 14 minutes on my oven. So just do somewhere between 10 and probably 16 minutes, depending on your oven. And here are our beauties. So cut and serve right away, or let these babies cool and freeze them for later.